Hi guys. I don't know if this is a little blurry, but I'm sitting here and I had a few minutes and I want to come on and talk very quickly. This is kind of blurry, guys. It looks kind of grainy on my end. I don't know if it's grainy on your guys' end. It's kind of grainy on my end. It's a little blurry. So if anybody can tell me if it's clear on your end, let me know. But anyway, I want to come on. Is it clear or grainy? Because it's kind of grainy on my end, and I don't know if it's my location. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why it's a little blurry. I don't know. But I want to come on really quickly and chat with you guys. I know the whole R. Kelly thing is going on and, you know, all of that stuff. And I'm not here to bash R. Kelly. I'm not here to bash the young ladies. But I wanted to really talk to you guys about this should spark dialogue with your children. This should spark dialogue with you talking to your kids. I have four daughters, so this situation hit very close to home to me. My daughter is 16 years old and she sings. She has been in the studio. She has sang background for people, and um it hit very close to home to me. So I just wanted to come on really and like I said, I'm not here to bash them. I'm not here to bash him. I just want to spark dialogue with parents to talk to their children. Me and my daughters, we talk all the time, but with this situation that happened, it sparked dialogue with all of my children. I spoke to my son, I spoke to my daughters, I talked to my younger son, because this situation, we shouldn't just be looking at R. Kelly and what he did with these girls. We should be looking at people across the board. Like, you shouldn't trust anybody with your children. I don't trust anybody with my children. No teachers, no coaches, no preachers, nobody. I don't trust anybody with my children, because those are my children. And my job as a parent is to protect them at all costs. And even my son, I have a son who's 20 years old, and I talked to him the other day because he plays baseball. And I was talking to him, and his coach is buying him like $150, $200 cleats and all that stuff. And I'm like, what's up with that? Like, why is he buying you cleats this expensive? Like, what's up with that? And I tell him, you be careful, you watch out for things. I tell my children, even my baby, my youngest child, I tell him, if anybody touches you, you let me know. You don't let anybody touch you. So really, I just wanted to come on really quick, guys, and just tell you guys, like, spark this should create dialogue with your child. If you don't talk to your child now, this should start you to talking to your child. This situation that happened, you should take note and learn from it and say, you know what, let me create dialogue with my children. And for me and my girls, I can just give you guys really quick tips on how I spark, how I converse with my daughters, and how I make it easy for them and for me. Like, we talk over cooking. I take them to lunch. We sit down, we chop it up, we talk over lunch. Like, put them in a comfortable setting. Don't just beat them over the head with this information. Put them in a comfortable setting where they feel like they want to open up and they want to talk to you. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times children hold in things because they don't feel like they can come to their parents and talk to their parents about whatever's going on with whatever. Like, if something like that is happening to them, they should be able to come to you and express to you and tell you and confide in you. They shouldn't have to hold all of that to themselves. I'm not saying what those young ladies did or didn't do, and I'm not saying what R. Kelly did or didn't do, but for me, it was like, whoa, that hit too close to home for me. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, we need to talk. We need to open up dialogue. Because like I said, I have a 16-year-old who sings, who's been in the studio. She didn't go in the studio by herself. If her dad wasn't in the studio with her, sorry, you can't go. Because I'm not going to leave you with somebody, and I don't care who it is. I was going to say, if I don't know them, I don't care who it is. I don't care if I know you. I'm not going to leave you there with anybody. My kids never spent a night away from home. My son was 17 when he first spent the night away from home. He was 17 years old enough to take care of himself if something happened. And guess what? He had his cell phone. We texting 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm texting him, how you doing, son? You all right? You good? You feel comfortable? Because that's my child at the end of the day. That's my son. My job is to care for him at all costs. My job is to care for my daughters at all costs. My job and their dad's job. Like, you guys, if this does nothing else, don't just take this as gossip or what's going on in the news today or whatever the hot story is today. Take this and open up dialogue with your children. If it's just watching the story and say, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you, what's going on with you about this? I mean, regarding this, like, how do you feel? Open up dialogue, because you never know what your child might end up telling you once you open up dialogue with them regarding something like this. Like, I can't, you guys, talk to your children. Talk to your children. And if you are not comfortable, you don't know how, start with small things. Like I said, watch this series and create dialogue with your children, because that's most important. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see that parents are not talking to their children. I used to work with teens, and it's heartbreaking to see that young ladies can go to their parents and talk to their parents, because you're always a parent. Like, you're always on them. You always, do this, do that, do this. Put your children in a setting where they feel comfortable, where they can let their hair down. Like when you go to the beauty shop, you let your hair down. You go to the beauty shop, you get all the tea because you're in a comfortable setting. People are talking. Do your children the same way, whether it's over lunch, whether it's, I don't know how old you guys' children are, but whether it's like going to get a pedicure, or if you have smaller children, taking them to McDonald's or whatever for lunch, or, something like that, to talk to these kids and get to know what's going on, because they hold in a whole lots of stuff, you guys. Trust me, I know. I used to deal with young teenage girls, and the stuff that they would confide in me in, it's heartbreaking that they couldn't confide in their parents. They couldn't talk to their parents. So I just wanted to come on really quickly. I'm in a parking lot and I'm getting ready to go, but I really wanted to come on really quickly and just tell you guys to create dialogue with your children. Start from today. If you don't know how, start from today. Take them to lunch. Cook in the kitchen if you have girls. That's what I do with my daughters. We get in the kitchen, we start cooking. I'm like, what happened at school? What's going on at school? You break the ice with something funny. Don't make them feel like, they're in a hot seat, like they being interrogated. Put them in a comfortable setting, and you never know when they open up to you, what they open up and pour out to you. And it's not just molestation and all that stuff. I mean, just things that's going on in school, what they have to deal with at school and everything. Like, you guys will be amazed at what you can find out from your children. So I just wanted to come on really quickly and just tell you guys to please create dialogue with your kids. Just talk to your children. Let your children be able to confide in you. If they can't confide in you, they can't confide in nobody. So talk to your children, love your children, hug your children, kiss your children, let them know that you are there regardless. I tell my kids all the time, I don't care how much I have to get on your case, how much I have to yell at you, how much I have to be on you. At the end of the day, I love you. You are my child. At the end of the day, I don't care what else matters. You are my child, and I love you, and my job is to protect you and give you the best that I have. So you need to reiterate that to your children and talk to them and communicate with them. I just wanted to come on really quickly. I got to go, guys. I just want to come on really quickly and get that off my heart, because I've really been thinking about that. Like, it's really heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. But talk to your children. Create dialogue with your children. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.